All right. So I am going to talk about using AI to identify hidden strengths of your community. And this year, I really want to build on last time we did the playbook, and this time I want to really talk about how you can go in and have AI identify hidden strengths of your community, ones that you might not normally think about, and really need to train up your staff and your messaging so that it really captures and magnifies all of these strengths in who you're presenting to. So the goal is to utilize AI tools to discover unique community strengths and do all the heavy lifting while you focus on implementation. The key there is do the heavy lifting. Your communities are paying you to be professionals, to be implementers, to be presenters, to be talking to companies, not really coming up with copy and doing all these things. It's all about the buying back your time. And instead of spending 70% of your time developing and creating to and 30% implementing to the other way around. Use 70% of your time and energy in putting these things into action. And that's where AI can really be a good partner. And so, really, all you need on this is a paid account into ChatGPT. It's $20 a month. It's totally worth it. It might be 21. It's nominal. I can guarantee it will save you thousands of dollars of time and energy in doing all this heavy lifting. So why are we doing this? Basically, consultant delays are some of the things that you come against when you're trying to do something like this. When you're engaging a consultant, you've got to wait for them to put together the research. You got to pay them. Sometimes I did a estimate. I did some research, anywhere from 10,000 to 30,000 to do a study like this. You've got waiting periods, so you've got to have that time that you are waiting to get the research back so you can implement it. You want to eliminate your rewrite challenges so that it's putting together first drafts using your expertise to review those drafts, make changes, and put together final copy. And then really do a key shift again, using a majority of your time implementing these things versus developing. So how ChatGPT enhances your daily operations before your if you weren't using ChatGPT or AI, you're really focusing your time on the traditional methods, leaving gaps in identifying community strengths. No matter how good you are, you cannot access as much data as AI can that's out there on the internet. And if you're going to do this yourself, you're going to go access that data anyway and scrub through all of that data to pull out the things that you need when it's going to do it for you. After um, implementing the chat GPT, it's going to do all that work for you. And I've got the example to show you here. This is an advanced prompt. As I've stated, we are always going to post these prompts and these are only accessible to the members while you're on the jam sessions. Absolutely take a look at these, free for you to use and implement. If you're a member, you get access to the Jam Academy, and you can look this up in the description of the video. We will post these prompts so you can easily cut, paste, and use them, because it is as I continue to develop prompts, these are advanced prompts and they will get you the results that you're looking for. But I'll go through the theories of advanced prompting, and you basically want to set the scene. So I put, you're an economic development research and strategy analyst. Your task is to identify hidden, under-marketed, or non-obvious strengths in a community that can be converted into real, defensible, competitive economic development advantages. You're setting the tone for the GPT, and then provide it instructions. That's the second step of a good prompt. I wanted to ask questions too. What's the name of your community, and what's your official economic development or community website URL? Because it will start there, find triggers, and then go out on the internet and find all the enforceable data that relates to what you talk about in your website. What do you do with this information? You let it know, now that you've got the basic, what do I want you to do? And we explain it here. Once provided, analyze the community using information from the provided website, public data and indicators from www.bestplaces.net. That is my 25-year secret of where you can go get comprehensive data about anything. If you've never been there, go to bestplaces.net, type in your community name, and you will be amazed on the data that you can gather. So we directed to go there. And then other reputable, publicly available data sources you can identify: census, BLS, state workforce, and infrastructure data. And then based on the insights and identifiable patterns, comparisons, or combinations of assets clearly distinguish between data-supported observations. We don't want anything that's misleading or non-defensible in the research. Reasoned strategic inferences do not rely on assumptions or generic economic development language. If you do not prompt an engineer correctly, it can hallucinate, if you haven't heard that term, and come back with false data. So we wanted to stick to the truth. And then the last part of the engineer prompt: what do you want to see in the results? Your analysis must identify strengths that are unlikely to appear on marketing website or in a standard consultant report. Surface emerging, supporting, or overlooked industry clusters or supply chain roles the community is well positioned to support. And then identify workforce, infrastructure, geographic, regulatory, or cost advantages that competing communities would struggle to replicate, and explain why they are hard to copy. And 4, highlight combinations of assets to become valuable only when viewed together, not isolation. Then translate your findings into a clear economic development selling points written in plain language, each with a short explanation of why it's distinctive. 3 strategic positioning themes we should lead with before projects arrive, and 5 early stage prospect qualification questions that help us attract better fit projects and intentionally screen out poor fit ones. And then 3 types of projects or companies especially well suited for this community, with a brief rationale for each. And I feel like when I put together this prompt, that's going to give you everything possible to present this as a report to your board, to your team, and to keep as a guidance for you when putting together your messaging. So when I did that, I took the prompt and I cut and pasted it right into ChatGPT. And in this one, I used an example. I put it in. It basically came right back. What's the name of your community? What's the official economic development or community website? Put in Stillwater, who's one of our most recent members, and we're doing a website rebuild. So I was excited to see what it came back with, and then I gave their current website. I will tell you, this is an advanced prompt, so this took about 3 to 5 minutes for it to go out, and it's fun to see what the brain is doing. It's going out and pulling up data and then saying, I don't feel this is reliable data, kicking it out. And it goes through all of the scenarios, and in about 3 to 5 minutes, it says thought for 1 minute 49 seconds. Maybe that's all it was. It seemed like 3 to 5 minutes. But it came back with this. So it came back, and I'm not going to read this because it is very extensive. So it basically said what the data says, and it talked about talent, high connectivity, short commutes, cost structure, all the things that they may have not been thinking about as strengths. It even put together statistics on income, labor markets, all of that, and then made its assumptions. What's non-obvious about Stillwater? Came back with the 4 points that they should focus on. And then emerging overlooked cluster roles Stillwater can own, not the obvious ones. So it brought back ag tech plus sensor measurements, field robotics support roles, regulated compliance heavy training niches, back office analytic pods for mid-market firms. And then it came back with the advantages, why those are advantages that other communities can't offer. And then it finally came back with deliverables for prospecting and positioning. This is a sheet that you could prepare for your team, 5 plain language selling points. So what are the ways that you present this to a prospect to be a positive for them? And those are things that you could really wrap your team's head around. So if they're out there communicating to projects, that they use the same language that you guys want them to. And then 3 positioning themes to lead with before projects arrive. And then it basically came back, finalized with 5 early stage project qualification questions. So if you get someone on the phone, what you should ask of them to make sure that they would fit within some of these parameters. And then 3 project types. So which ones you should focus on in your marketing. And again, that is what it came back with in 3 to 5 minutes. The good thing that I've also prompted this to do for you is, if you want, it'll come back and I call it stack prompting. It'll say, what do you want to do next? And it basically gave a scenario. I can turn this into a 1-page hidden advantages brief plus a talk track script for your team that they can use on a first call. So if they're talking to a prospect or they have one that's engaged with them, this is something they could follow easily, turn to a manual, look at it, read it, and be consistent with your messaging. So, and it'll continue to do that, continue to stack until you get everything that you want. Cut and paste this, put it in a manual, and use it for your team. So that is what it did, what you just accomplished in less than 30 minutes. That's about how long it would take to complete this whole process. You identified your hidden strengths, you gained clarity, you saved community thousands of dollars, and you focused on what you do best. So basically, you can lead with clarity and not assumptions. So that's my training for today. Enjoy. I hope you can apply this, and send me a note and let me know how it turned out for you.